Hello and welcome to Rear Facing Toddlers. My name is Margaret and this is my BeSafe Stretch installation video. I'm going to take you through the installation step by step, and the first step with the rear facing car seat with a high weight limit is always the tether straps. So I will attach these to the runner rails of my front seat. The tether straps go under the front seat's runner rails, and to make those rails easier to reach, I've moved the front seat all the way forward. Now the straps have got a metal ring at one end and nothing at the other, and it's the other flat end that goes under the rail first. Different cars have their runner rails placed in different positions, and in this car it's actually quite close to the floor but also in a dip in the floor, so it's quite tricky to get to, but it can be done because there is actually, if you feel down here, there is a small gap. And this webbing is quite stiff material, so it's actually possible to just push it under the rail and you'll see it coming up here on the other side, and then you can just pull it through. The tether strap is made of a double layer of webbing with lots of pockets, and you have to pass the ring on the end of the strap through the nearest pocket, so you make the strap as short as possible. Pull it all the way through or back until it hits the bolt that the rail is attached to the floor with. Then get the nearest double layer, which I would say is this one, pass the ring through and pull the strap as tight as you can get it. There'll be a lot of strap left over at the end, so I just always roll it up and tuck it away underneath the front seat. This is now one of your tether points, and there are obviously two runner rails under the front seat, so I'm now going to attach the second strap to this one. That's both straps attached to the front seat's runner rails, and now I'm ready to install the seat. So I'm now placing the seat in the car, and the first thing you now need to do is set the leg room. So you've got the anti-rotation bar here, which can be adjusted to 5 different settings. So let's just take one in the middle and leave it here. Now before I attach the seat belt, I'm just going to push the seat down to make sure that there isn't a gap underneath here, and it won't stay in place like this. So I'm just going to drop the leg at the back temporarily to the floor, just to stabilize the seat and keep the bar in place. And then the next thing is the seat belt. You pull out enough length and double it up to keep it all nice and flat. So now I'm going to pass the seat belt buckle tongue through this white ring from the outside in, pull it through, make sure it all stays nice and flat, and then pass it through the green tensioner and then through this white ring on the other side. Make sure the belt is long enough to reach the buckle and click it in. The next step is to pull as much slack out of the seatbelt as possible. Hold this bar down just to make sure there's no gap underneath, and then pull the belt really tight, pull it up from here and then through the other side. And the next step is to tighten up this tensioner. The seatbelt is lying flat in this green part, and there is a knob on the back of the seat that you turn to tighten the belt up. So to tighten the tensioner and remove the last bit of slack from the seatbelt, you turn this knob clockwise. So in this case, because it's on this side of the car, you turn it towards you. As you turn the knob, the tensioner will close and then move forward to pull the last bit of slack out of the seatbelt. You have to turn the knob quite far to fully tighten it, and that can take quite a while, but when you get to the end, it will get very, very stiff, and then you'll hear a click. There it is. The next step is to attach the tether straps, but before I do that, you remember earlier when I dropped the leg to stabilize the seat to stop it from falling backwards? Well, now that the seatbelt is installed, that won't happen anymore, and if the leg stays on the floor while I'm tightening the tethers, they won't fully tighten. So I'm going to shorten the leg a little bit before I attach the tethers. You raise the leg by pressing this button, and then the leg goes up. Now this yellow bit of plastic on the bottom of the leg is only there because the leg has a built-in alarm that sounds when the leg isn't properly in contact with the floor. But because while you're installing the seat, or while the seat is in its box or stored in the house or whatever, the alarm is very noisy. So that's why this yellow thing is there, to keep that button pressed down. The self-tightening tether straps are pulled out by pressing this button and holding it down, and then you can pull the strap out, and when you let go, it retracts back in and clicks to lock. I always do the tether strap that's near the middle of the car first and the one near the door last. You can walk around the car to do the middle one, but I find it quicker and easier to just reach round behind it, which is the reason why I do it first, because if I do the one nearest to the door first, that one's in the way of me reaching that one. So I'm going to press the button and hold it down, pull the strap out with my other hand and make it a bit longer than you need. And then you attach the hook at the end of the strap to the ring at the end of this one. And then you attach the other tether strap in exactly the same way. Push the button down, pull the strap out, and then click the hook on the end of the strap onto the ring on the other one. And the next step is to drop the leg down to the floor. You do that by pressing the button here at the top till the leg drops down, and you then pull it down until it locks into place. The indicators are now green and the beeping sound has stopped. Now you'll remember that before I started the installation, I moved the front seat all the way forward to make it easier to get the tether straps on the rails. So I'm now going to move the front seat back to close the gap between the back of the front seat and the back of the BeSafe Stretch. Do it quite gently so you don't push the seat out of place. It just has to lightly touch but not push it. And the last thing you need to do is the side impact protection, which there's a groove in the back of it here, and there's a bracket on the side of the seat, and you slide it onto here like this. So that was my step-by-step installation, just to show you which bit goes where and what to do. But I'm now going to install the seat in one take from start to finish. I've already got the legroom gap at the right setting. I've dropped the leg down to stabilise the seat, and the tether straps are still in place from before. So the first thing I'm going to do is the seat belt. Pull out enough length, put the two layers on top of each other, keep them nice and flat, and pass the buckle tongue through the white ring on this side, then lay the belt flat in the tensioner, and then come out through this ring and make sure you have enough length. The buckle is in, and then pull the seatbelt tight to remove all the slack. Make sure the seat's still in the right place, and then turn the tensioner knob to close this clip and tighten up the belt. This can take quite a while. It gets harder and harder as you turn it more, and in the end it will click, and then you know it's tight enough. Bit of a noisy car, but we'll just have to ignore that. Okay, the next thing is to take the leg back up in order to do the tether straps. They pull out from here, make them a little bit longer than they need to be so that you could easily hook onto the ring. And then this side, remove the yellow alarm block, press the button, push the leg down to the floor until it locks into place and the alarm no longer sounds. Oh, that didn't quite go very well. That's it. Sorry, one more click. And then the last thing to do is the side impact, which has to slide onto the side here. And then I'm just going to walk around the car to move the front seat back. And that's it. So that's the BeSafe Stretch, installed from start to finish in less than 2 minutes. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and I'll see you soon.